guys, Carrie here from Miss Carrie's Creations. Today we are making a very quick and easy graduation card. As you can see, this is a shaker card with some fun little silver stars inside. You can make this in any color you want to match the school that your graduate is graduating from. Let's go ahead and get started with this project. I'm going to be using two stamp sets today. The first one is called Build-A-Plaid, and it does just that. It builds plaid backgrounds using all of these stripes and zigzags. The second stamp set I'm going to be using is called For the Graduate, and this one retires at the end of April. So if you're going to make some graduation cards, make sure you snag it before it's gone. I know that many of you have friends and family members that are missing out on an official graduation ceremony this year, and I encourage you to send them a card anyway. Any bit of encouragement for all of the hard work that they have done is going to be greatly appreciated. Let's go ahead and get started with this card. I'm going to be using my stamping platform to stamp that background, and I've laid down some Post-it tape for reference. I'll show you here in a minute how I use that. I'm going to go ahead and get a piece of white daisy cardstock and set it down onto my stamping platform. I'm going to start the stamping on the far right side of the card, or the top here on your view. I'm going to pull off one of the larger 3-stripe Build-A-Plaid stamps from this backing sheet and lay it down onto the white daisy cardstock. I'm lining this stamp up about 1/4 inch from the edge and making sure that it overlaps above and below that white daisy cardstock. Here I've zoomed in for you so it's a little bit easier to see. Once the stamp is in place, I can go ahead and fold down that hinged lid to pick up the stamp. You can see here that stamp sticks right along that grid, nice and straight, and it's in place to start stamping. The Build-A-Plaid stamps also fit onto our 1 by 6.5 inch block, and this works really well if you wish to do any stamping using all of those Build-A-Plaid stamp sets. I like using the stamping platform just to help me align these stamps. To stamp my striped background, I'm going to be using Carolina and Bluebird ink. These are our school colors, and so those are the colors I've chosen today. You can choose whatever school colors match your graduate school. I'll apply that Carolina ink onto that striped stamp, fold down the hinged lid, and then I have a striped image onto that white daisy cardstock. One of the benefits of having a stamping platform is that if you don't get enough ink the first round, you can ink it up again and easily restamp that image. When I stamp that image, a little bit of it is being stamped onto that Post-it tape. I did that on purpose. This is going to help me align my next stamped image. So I'm going to move that white daisy cardstock over just a smidge, and I'm able to see the distance between the two stamped images, what's already been stamped and what's going to be stamped. Once that cardstock's in place, I can apply ink onto the stamp once again, fold down that hinged lid, and create a second striped image. I'm going to repeat this process all along that white daisy cardstock, moving it over just a little bit each time, using the reference on the Post-it tape to be able to judge my spacing, and then adding that Carolina ink onto the stamp so I can create that striped background. The last striped image is going to go off the edge just a little bit, which is just fine because it makes it appear like that pattern is continuing on to the piece of cardstock, just like a piece of patterned paper. And now we have the first part of our striped background using that Carolina ink. I'm going to be using a much thinner stamp for the stripes in between these larger stripes, and it's going to be easier to use that 1 by 6.5 inch block. For these really thin stamps, I like to lay them down onto the foam backing or onto my Versamat, making sure that they're nice and straight, and then I will roll that acrylic block up onto the stamp so that it stays straight onto the stamping block. Now I can just use that Bluebird ink and stamp those dark blue stripes in between each one of those light blue stripes. Now that the striped background's complete, we can start stamping the other images for the card. I've placed a 2-inch piece of White Daisy cardstock down onto my Versamat, and I'll be stamping it with the congratulations sentiment and the graduation cap. Here I'm just placing the stamps down to double check that they're going to fit where I want them to go, and then I'll pick that stamp up with a stamping block. The next thing I'm going to do is grab some sapphire pigment ink. I want this to be heat embossed, so I'll be using that pigment ink with some clear embossing powder. I've grabbed my anti-static pouch so that I can add a little bit of powder to the White Daisy cardstock, and I'm also adding a little bit to my tray so the powder doesn't stick in that tray. Once I've done that, I can go ahead and stamp that sentiment with the sapphire ink, and then I'll sprinkle on that clear embossing powder, and I'll begin heat setting it with a heat tool. I have grabbed a pair of tweezers here to hold that cardstock while I'm heating that embossing powder so that I don't burn my fingers. As that embossing powder heats, you will be able to see that it becomes glossy and the sentiment becomes a raised embossed image on that cardstock. Now I'm going to stamp the graduation cap image onto this piece of cardstock. Our school has 2 colors of graduation caps. The girls wear a lighter color of blue and the boys wear a darker color of blue. This card will be for a girl, so I've chosen the Carolina blue ink. Unfortunately, at this point, I made a bit of a rookie mistake. I've never used this stamp set before, and I did not season my stamp set. To season your stamp set, you usually ink it up a couple of times and stamp it down onto some scrap paper. As you can see here, I did not do that, so my image is not as crisp as I would like. There's always a fix for this. Off camera, I seasoned my stamp and re-stamped it onto a scrap piece of cardstock. And as you can see, there is quite a difference between a seasoned stamped image and the original stamped image. I'm going to fussy cut out this image and lay it on there with some foam tape. But before I do that, I want to stamp down this little starburst image in some sapphire ink. I have spoken about fussy cutting in some previous videos. You always want to make sure you have sharp scissors and that you are moving the image, not the scissors, as you cut. Now that our images are stamped, we can assemble the card. Here I have that stamped stripe background that we created with the Build-A-Plaid stamp set. Those images we stamped with the graduation stamp set. I also have 2 scallop borders cut from some silver foil paper and a bluebird stitched rectangle cut from thin cuts. The window was cut from a piece of acetate left over from an old Cricut mat that I threw in the trash. That works perfect for shaker cards. You're also going to want to grab some of your star sequins to put inside this card. So let's go ahead and start assembling all of these pieces to make our graduation shaker card. I'm going to start by adhering that sentiment strip onto the back of the frame using some liquid adhesive. Once that is in place, I will glue down both of those scallop borders. Now, you can cut these using some thin cuts you might have or on your Cricut. I chose silver to match our school colors, but you can make these out of any color you want. Once those are adhered down, we're going to glue that acetate window down onto the back of the frame. Before I build the shaker, I want to trim off those excess borders and any excess acetate that is hanging over the edge of that bluebird frame. Now we're going to build a little dam for our star sequence on the back of this frame. I've chosen to use thin foam tape because it's going to go through the mail a little bit easier than if I had used thicker foam tape. Our stars are small enough that thin foam tape works just fine for this shaker card. This foam tape is also the same width as these rectangle square frames, so it fits perfectly as I'm adding it around the edge of the frame on the back side. I'm also going to strategically place foam tape behind the sentiment here so that when this card is not being shaken, there are star sequins at the top of the card and at the bottom of the card. Now I'm going to grab that anti-static pouch again and add some anti-static powder to the background and to the inside of the frame. This will prevent those sequins from sticking to the acetate. Now I'm going to remove the backing off of all of that foam tape and then sprinkle some of those star sequins into each of those little window portions, being very careful not to dump any onto the foam tape. Now I can grab that stamped stripe background piece and place it over the frame, attaching it to the foam tape, and we have created ourselves a shaker card. The last step is to add this little cap that we cut out earlier. Before I do that, I do want to add some silver embellishing thread and create kind of a nice little array of looped silver thread behind this hat. After creating a loop with the thread, I'm going to grab a glue dot, stick it down in the center, and then adhere that down onto the card. Now you will see me take my scissors and kind of fussy with this thread a little bit, fraying some of the ends and moving it around on that glue dot. Once I have decided that I like the way that thread looks, I'm going to grab my foam squares, place them on the back of that cap image, and set it down onto the card. Having that stamping mistake was kind of a good thing because I really like the look of this raised cap on the front of this card. And now our graduation card is complete. Take a look at that adorable little shaker card we created in just a matter of minutes. I did grab the little book images from that graduation stamp set and create a matching envelope in sapphire ink. I love the way these two look together. You can cut the frame and stamp these images in any color that matches your school. You could even add gold sequins if you wanted. I want to thank you for joining me today as we created this quick and easy shaker graduation card with a stamped background using that Build-A-Plaid stamp set. I hope that you are inspired to make a couple of graduation cards for those stay-at-home graduates. New projects are added every week to my blog and YouTube channel. If you enjoyed today's project and wish to see more in the future, make sure to click that subscribe button and notification icon so you are notified when new videos are added. If you wish to see more projects like this one, you can click on that collection icon above. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.